here's the deal. Here's the deal. Are we having fun yet? That's number one is, and what do you really think, Richie? That's what I really think.
That's true. That's true.
Just the last part, right?
I'm last to go, so I guess I have to say this was terrible. This was the worst performance we've heard.
Just to offset all the praises, right?
No, I'm joking. This was marvelous. I enjoyed it.
Navart, go ahead.
I want to give you a big kiss, Navart. You are so amazing.
Really? Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I think I will fly to California to have your kiss.
Who said I was in California? No one knows.
I don't know where you are. I don't know where you are.
Oh, it's a big mystery.
Is French?
No, my vocal coach is YouTube.
How interesting.
It's not good.
Coach.
Well, I mean, I do a lot of free.
Can't do. They just don't do it. Now the Bible says just do it. Well, you know, I mean, the Bible's not a bad piece of writing. You know.
Or the Nike commercial.
Or the Nike
Yeah,
commercial.
that's right.
Or
That's
or
right.
Bo Jackson. Bo knows Beethoven. Have you ever seen those?
That's
yeah,
right.
I mean, you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. The greatest. What is that called?
Aufschwung.
Schwung, yes. Very good. Thank you for that, James. You really know your repertoire.
You never know where the inspiration is going to come from, right?
You do not, do you?
Yeah. We have Chieh-Chun Chen playing the Rachmaninoff Etude Tableaux, Opus 33, and welcome to the stage. Wow. Well, that was such
Hold
a
on,
fun
I'm not-
time there. A lot of Rachmaninoff and just
Hold on.
glorious.
1 minute.
And
I can't see
1 minute.
sound.
Uh,
Okay, yeah, I got my sound back.
Okay, Richie's got his sound back. We're gonna let James comment first because I think he's got to get going in a minute. James,
I'm
the
happy
floor
to
is
go.
yours.
I'm happy to go first, and I'll certainly stay through the rest of the judges' comments on your playing. Let me. Do you go by Anna or do you go by Chieh-Chun?
Okay, let's go by Anna then.
Okay, it's easier for me to say. So, Anna, well, listen, I just thought it was a marvelous performance.
Thank you.
You got just such wonderful pianism and artistry, and beautiful hands, and I'm really appreciating also your body alignment at the piano. Everything just seems so effortless. I know it's not. This is not easy stuff, but you really make it seem quite effortless and flowing. And so, congratulations to you for that.
Thank you, James. Let's move on to Ruben. Ruben, you're muted. If you can unmute, then we'll be able to hear you.
I'm well muted. Okay, ready. Okay. Well, I enjoyed very, very much your performance. I see you have a huge sound. It is one of the things that you never appreciate as a whole is when through a recording is the actual sound of the pianist, because there is always a barrier. You can somehow imagine with other instruments, but with the piano it's just difficult. But I can feel that you have a wonderful sense of sound of the instrument. And I understand the pieces speaks about tableaux, right? Like images. They interact one after the other, and maybe you have even more than one image inside a single piece, correct? And you show a lot of that by introducing contrast in the ideas, in the levels, in the articulation, and I enjoy very much all the imagery that was inside every single image of every single etude. My only advice, and that would be with those tableaux, like for instance number 6, that has like a full shape on poles, maybe. It was a little. Sometimes it was a little too conceptual to me, right? That you was like.
Ruben, we lost your sound for a second.
I cannot hear.
Okay, am I here? Okay, I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
So I'm back. So when you just have this chord that goes from the beginning to the end, try maybe to play more with pulse. Right? I'm not talking in pulse, but with the pulse, right? Having like a more sense of romanticism into the pulse, right? That you can just move back and forward. You were very so you gave the pulse and then interact to it in order to contrast to it, but not to really stretch it, right? I believe there are points where you can stretch more the pulse and be a little more communicative with the main idea of the piece. You see, so that main idea can have a vibration of pulse of its own, and then of course you interact with the secondary ideas in that highly conceptual way that you presented this piece. I was very moved. My mind was very moved, but and also by the picture. My all the imaginary was there, but sometimes that also that part of it that is even that's so complex the music, you can always have it part of it, right? That ref of the phrase that in which you let's say something simple in a very compelling way also. So that would be my only take. And in general, I enjoy very, very much. Outstanding preparation of the work, and you are a fabulous pianist. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruben. And we'll move on to Richie.
Well, I mean, I just don't know if the piano or any instrument can sound better. I just sound like I sound like a recording going on over and over with each contestant, and then it gets better. And I mean, listen, Anna, it's just, I mean, what's the point of playing when there's playing like that? That's all I can say. I mean, I've never heard the piano. I've never heard the piano sing like you sang it. I've never heard balance like that. Conductors, I can name maybe 50 to 100 would really take note of your ability to hear, a trombone section drowning out a violin section, which they cannot most of the time. I'm thinking of many conductors at this point that had huge careers that had no balance in their conducting whatsoever. You have a sense of balance, and I think life is about balance. If your life isn't balanced, if your hands aren't balanced, if your diet isn't balanced, if your driving isn't balanced, you're not together. I mean, you have such a sense of proportion that, I mean, it's just, I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. I have never heard the piano played better. And correct me if I'm wrong, James, because, this is piano playing. I mean, I'm thinking of Bolette, who was my mentor. No, this is the absolute epoch of control, excitement. I mean, you were ferocious in some spots. Even your opening etude was just your bass. Dun, dun, dun. That short note was just scary, I mean, I remember hearing you in the preliminaries, and I thought to myself, because I'm the one who heard you.
Oh.
I thought, wow, I've heard a lot of playing. This is extraordinary, Anna, really. I mean, it's just, I would love to hear you. And the thing is, people say, oh, well, I've heard her in Rachmaninoff. Now let's hear her Mozart. Or listen, you can tell in the Rachmaninoff, especially you played them all, that you can play anything. I would love to hear your Mozart. I would love to hear your Beethoven. I don't need to. I would really like to hear your Brahms, especially the first piano concerto. I mean,
someone told me that before too.
I'm sure they did. Okay. I'm sure a lot of people told you a lot of things because you're playing. It's like, what did they say in Gladiator? Sometimes, do you think life is an absolute horrible dream? It's like and I'm thinking there are a lot of people that would hear you play that just had a bad dream. Because for my taste, I don't ever want to touch the piano again, ever. And I haven't really played it in 18 years, so I might as well just continue in the manner in which I'm accustomed, which is not playing at all. You have everything that anyone could possibly want in a musician. It's, you have this self-effacing sensitivity. Do you know what that means?
Is a level up sensitivity?
No,
like
it's
higher level sensitivity.
No, it's the kind of sensitivity that reveals your insides. It's self-effacing, means you expose your innermost feelings.
That's deep.
Like the tempo movement. It's not really a tempo. Beethoven writes rarely in German over Opus 101 with the innermost feeling. You should play 101. It's the best sonata, and you would probably play it better than anybody. That first movement, I can just hear you play that. You know what I mean? That's the kind of playing you do. It's the kind of playing that there is nothing to say. I can't go on enough. I'm sorry, James, if I'm, just throwing this all up, but it is absolutely astounding piano playing. And I would be afraid to touch a piano after that.
Oh, don't be.
You're just absolutely stunning. You should do all the Liszt transcriptions, like Tannhäuser and Don Juan, Don Giovanni. You should do that one. You should do, a great one for you would be Norma, the Norma Fantasy.
Okay.
Nobody plays Norma. And
No
it's got
one
these
does.
crossing hands things all over as the up and down the keyboard with the da dum ba da dum dee dum ba dum in the middle. And it's absolutely astounding. I've only heard one person play it, Bolette, that was even close to satisfying. And I think you could be more than satisfying. You have a rare musical acumen. It's almost like it's so natural that I would, if you were under the tutelage of a teacher, I don't know how old you are. You seem really young, but let's not go there. I would be afraid as an instructor or as a teacher or a pedagogue or all these idiotic names to even touch your playing. That's how great it is, in my opinion. Especially the E flat minor, which was one of my favorite encores, and I will never play that again. It was absolutely, you made that. I had a couple of spots I would say something about, but I'm not going to even insult you with that, because what you did with the E flat minor is what nobody can do, is you drive it into the ground, and it's beautiful. It's not just driven, but it's like pearls. It was pretty fast too. Yeah.
Indeed, it was. I'm afraid we're going to have to move on here.
Unbelievable.
But I think we're all in
unbelievable
agreement.
playing.
Yeah, we're all in agreement that we could just sing our praises endlessly about your playing. There are great musicians, there are great pianists and great technicians out there, but I feel like you're a great pianist, a great musician, and an honest performer, which all three of those is very rare, and it was just very wonderful. And congratulations. Did you have any questions you wanted to ask us before we have to bring off to the next person?
No, I just want to say thank you very much for listening and giving me those suggestions. And I will definitely look at those Liszt transcription, those repertoire. And
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, well, you're definitely going to be busy. So work on all that and come back next week. No, I'm kidding. All right. Thank you for coming in here today, and thank you for your performance. Lovely to hear you, and lovely to have you here.
Really great.
And we're going to move on to our final.
on and inviting on stage the next presenter. Next, we will hear from a cellist, Alexander Frang, performing Opera Polonaise de Concert Opus 14. Alexander, it's a great pleasure to present you on these auditions. Looking forward to your performance.
Wow. Whoa. Whoa.
Wonderful. Thank you for bringing my favorite instrument to this stage. I have my preferences too, right? Okay, well, let's hear some comments from Maestro Giacomo.
She's fantastic.
Difficult piece,
Very.
especially. How old are you?
I'm 12 years old and I've been playing cello for 3.5 years.
Wow. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I like your hairdo, man. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're like a punk musician, like a punk
Yeah, that's
musician.
kind of fun. Hey, Giacomo, you should engage him immediately. Yeah. Well, I'm still reeling from the performance. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me. You make the right sound at the right time, and that's all that's required. You're just completely natural. You're like a miracle. I mean, this is the first time I've heard an artist I mean, I don't know. At my age, it's getting foggy, but I mean, that's just exactly the way I hear that piece. I know the piece very well. My friend Billy DeRosa played it when he was 8 years old, played the living hell out of it. But the thing is, you played it with such artistry. It's one thing to play the notes, but you just it's like Wieniawski, it's like you understand this style of playing, and the space between the notes, it's just like kind of miraculous. I was listening to it and I thought it was defying my reality. I mean, I said, is this kid, you just are blessed. That's all that's to it. I've never heard, including what we heard today, and I'm not going to name names. We heard some pretty amazing playing, but I have never heard anyone beat this. You have a natural ability beyond, I mean, intonation. Come on, man, you can conquer that. That was a couple spots. You can conquer that in 2 seconds. With your brain, you've got a laser brain. I mean,
Thank you.
I mean, you were improving as you were playing, actually. Did you know that? I mean, come on, who can do that? I mean, you are a freaking genius. And I mean, you've got to cultivate that. This is a serious deal. I'm not being comical here, okay? I'm dead serious. I have never heard anyone better than you. I mean, maybe there's someone equal, but I've never heard anyone where the space between the notes, I say to myself, that's just the way I want to do it. That's just the way I do it. It's just the way I like to hear it. I mean, it was just sensational. It's popper. I mean, think of what he's going to do with the Brahms double. Think of what he's going to do with the Lalo concerto. Think of what he's going to do with the Dvorak. Oh, I can't wait to hear this guy's Dvorak. Do you play that yet?
No, I'm
Not
right,
yet.
Not yet.
right now.
Well,
I'm working on the Lalo right now.
Yeah, that's
it's
good.
about time. You ready?
No, I mean, it's sensational talent. It's more than just precocious and he lives the piece and blah, 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 blah. It's absolutely right on. There's not one thing I would criticize. Yes, there were a couple of notes that were out of tune, but I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? Difficult piece. He tossed it off. If you know the piece well, he tossed it off. I mean, only Michael Rabin could have played it better at his age technically, but Rabin was cold. This guy has a warmth and a style and a passion in his playing that I haven't heard in a long time. I mean, you never know where it's going to come out of. It's like Gregorian, the guy I was talking about earlier. I mean, it's just unlimited gift. That's what I think.
He's got that passion in his hair too.
That's right.
No, he's a freak of nature. It's like he's like an old guy in a young body. You know what I mean? Like he has this style, space, like Navart was talking about space and time. Okay, Alexander, you've got that down. And by the way, Barenboim said, what he knows, you cannot learn. No, or I'm sorry. what you want to learn or whatever, he already knows. Or no, what you can't learn, he already knows. I know a conductor like that. Barenboim was speaking of a conductor that he should have heard you today. I mean, that's exactly what I would say. You are born with this. It cannot be repeated or replicated. You could practice all day long for the rest of your life, and there's never going to be the way you just played it. Sensational.
Bravo. Great to hear you. Did you have any other questions you'd like to ask or anything you want to say?
It's so hot.
You get a workout with this piece. With, you know,
Yeah.
I always admire the mallet percussionists, playing, multiple instruments or even just one big instrument. I mean, it's like you have to like do ballet back there to like coordinate all the stick changes and the twirls, get the sticks go, and and have everything set in the right place. I mean, it's really a choreographed event, and it was really fun to watch.
I studied conducting in Russia, so I have literally been beaten over the head with musical shovels. You know that
Musical shovels. That's a good.
So I understand that.
That makes
but
two
at
of us,
the same
Scott.
time, don't make me stand on the stage. You sing, you go. Here you have the benefit of some expertise to help you. And criticism is never easy to accept. How we accept that criticism is
It's fine. It's not that hard.
Sure.
Yeah.
When you
No, but Scott, you
Hey,
have to realize that the guy doesn't care. Vladimir doesn't care much. He's just listening.
Yeah.
To it.
Yeah, that's right.
Vladimir.
No problem.
Vladimir.
There is no problem.
No problem. Vladimir, give me a call Monday.
Okay.
You are very marketable. I like the hair too. It's like awesome. It's like you really don't give a crap what anyone thinks, do you?
It's on screen.
Yes.
No. It's okay, man. I'm
right,
just trying to create. It's a comedy. It's the greatest comedy,
No, may I say? Yes, in some way I would say I don't give a crap, but I use my. No. I use my.
Bravo!
I would like to.